You ever inherit something that flips your whole life upside down? That was me, spring of last year, when a lawyer's call changed everything. Told me my grandpa, Tom Carver, left me his 15-acre ranch in the rolling hills outside Durango, Colorado. I'm Jake Carver, just a guy pushing papers in the county land office. Never thought I'd be a rancher, but here I was, handed this century-old spread complete with a weathered farmhouse, a timber barn my great-grandpa built, and a spring the local tribes still call sacred. Sounds like a dream, right? Except the dream came with a nightmare called the Silver Pines HOA, a gated community that thought they could bully me into submission. They had no idea who they were messing with. See, I'd barely unpacked when the trouble started. 3 days in, a fancy envelope shows up, Silver Pines welcoming me to their jurisdiction. I'm thinking, jurisdiction? This ranch has been Carver land since the 1800s, never part of their McMansion maze. Next day, a sleek SUV rolls up, and out steps Karen Whitaker, Silver Pines HOA president, all fake smiles and designer boots. "Mr. Carver," she says, eyeing my grandpa's sagging porch like it's a personal insult. "There's been a boundary adjustment. Your property's under our rules now." I cross my arms, lean against the doorframe. "Lady, this land's been ours since before your neighborhood," was a twinkle in some developer's eye. Her smile tightens, but she doesn't budge, just hands me a binder thicker than a phone book, full of rules about mailbox colors and grass height. I'm like, are you kidding me? That night, I dig through Grandpa's old files, boxes of deeds, water rights, and a folder labeled Whitaker Trouble. Turns out, Karen's dad, Old Man Whitaker, tried to buy our spring back in the 70s, lost a nasty water rights fight that left him broke and bitter. Grandpa's notes were clear. The Whitakers never forgave us, and now Karen was running the HOA like her personal revenge machine. My neighbor, Hank Morales, a retired surveyor with a limp and a sharp tongue, swings by with a warning. "Jake, watch your back. Karen's got the whole neighborhood on a leash." Made my wife rip out her heirloom roses called M non-compliant. "They've hated your family since your grandpa shut down their water scheme." I nod, but I'm still thinking this is just petty HOA nonsense. I mean, how bad could it get? Bad. Real bad. A week later, I wake up to chainsaws, Karen's crew tearing down my grandpa's split-rail fence, saying it's not up to code. I storm out in my boxers, yelling, "What the hell's this?" The foreman shrugs, points to a work order from Silver Pines. That afternoon, Karen's back with her sidekick, Todd Ramsey, some slick HOA lawyer with a smirk that screams trouble. "Jake," Karen says, all syrupy, "we're building a community center nearby. Think of the property values." Todd chimes in, "Your barn's a safety hazard, and that tractor? Gotta be hidden from view." I'm fuming now. That barn's been standing since 1918, and this ain't your land to boss around. They just smile, leave me another violation notice, and drive off. I'm starting to get if this isn't about rules, it's personal. Things escalate fast. Violation notices pile up like junk mail, $50 fines for unapproved vehicles, excessive weeds, you name it. Then I get a call from my buddy Sarah at the land office. "Jake, something's fishy. The county's digital maps show your ranch as part of Silver Pines, but the paper records don't match. Someone's been tampering." My gut twists. That sacred spring, the one the tribes still visit, the one Karen's family always wanted, it's the real target. I check Grandpa's files again, find letters exempting our land from any development. But when Sarah looks, those exemptions, gone from the system. Scrubbed. It gets worse. One morning, I come back from town to find a crew digging a massive drainage ditch across my back pasture, cutting off my grazing land. The supervisor waves a permit, says it's watershed management. I call Todd, who's all, "Jake, all Silver Pines properties share environmental cost. Your bill's $5,000. I'm like, "You're charging me for a ditch you dug without my okay?" A week later, a certified letter threatens a lien on my ranch if I don't pay up. Hank stops by, face grim. Karen's dad wanted that spring for a bottled water empire. She's finishing his fight. His wife, Maria, slips me a recording from an HOA meeting. Karen's voice, cold as ice. "The Carver place is an eyesore. We'll have that spring soon enough." I'm shaking, but I'm not done. The final straw comes on a Tuesday. I get an alert from my security cameras, county trucks, and Silver Pines crews swarming my ranch. They're tearing down my front gate, putting up Silver Pines Recreation Zone signs, and worst of all, setting up equipment by the Sacred Springs ancient cottonwood. Todd's there, clipboard in hand, grinning like he's won. Jake, these are county-approved safety upgrades. Your barn's a hazard. I snatch his permits county letterhead, official stamps, but the owner's listed as Silver Pines. This is fraud, I growl. My name's on the deed. He just laughs. Move aside, Jake. Sheriff's been notified. Then it happens. A worker messes with the barn's electrical panel, sparks fly, straw catches, and within seconds, flames are licking the timber. I'm screaming, grabbing a hose, but it's too late. The barn meets great-grandpa's legacy, family heirlooms, tribal artifacts stored in the cellar. It's gone. Firefighters can't save it. Hank and Maria are there, holding me back as the roof collapses. Todd's pale, barking into his phone, but Karen rolls up later, all crocodile tears. Such a tragedy, Jake. If you'd followed our standards, maybe this wouldn't have happened. I'm numb, but her next words light a fire in me. We'll buy this mess off, you name your price. I step close, voice low. Get off my land, Karen. You're done. That night, I'm broken, staring at the ashes, violation notices scattered on my porch. I'm ready to give up until I spot something glinting in the rubble. Grandpa's fireproof lockbox, scorched but intact. Inside, deeds, water rights, and a key to a safe deposit box. At the bank, I find more Grandpa's notes on the county's land grant system, which he helped build. Silver Pines sits on conditional grants, up for renewal in 30 days, and guess who oversees those? Me, the quiet guy in the land office. A note on a photo of Grandpa by the spring hits me hard. They can burn our barns, Jake, but the land knows its keepers. I get to work. At the county archives, I pull Silver Pines' 1998 permits. 20% of their land must stay undeveloped, wetlands preserved, tribal access to the spring guaranteed. They violated every condition. Sarah digs up more. Illegal wetland filling, toxic golf course runoff, unpermitted home additions by Karen and her cronies. I'm building a case, but I know Karen's got the mayor in her pocket, so I play smart. I meet Heather Lopez, a journalist who hates HOA corruption. Jake, this is fraud, straight up, she says, promising a story. I call Judge Ellen Harper, a Silver Pines resident fed up with Karen's reign. This is criminal, she says, offering to rally residents. Even Todd's wife, Lisa, slips me a USB of HOA and mails proof Karen planned the fire. They killed my roses, Lisa whispers. And that spring matters to my kids' heritage. The showdown comes at my ranch's condemnation hearing, days before Silver Pines' grant renewal. Karen and the mayor are smirking outside the courtroom, but I'm ready. I walk to the podium, stack my evidence high. This isn't about safety, it's fraud, environmental crimes, and arson. The room gasps as I show altered maps, wetland photos, surveillance devices Karen planted in my ditch. Karen snaps. He's lying. But Commissioner Laura Chin shuts her down, suspending the hearing and ordering a full Silver Pines review. Karen bolts, face white. 2 days later, Heather's story drops. HOA fraud exposed. TV crews swarm Silver Pines. Karen and Todd are arrested. Sheriffs got video of them rigging the barn fire. At the grant hearing, I lay out every violation. Laura, now interim mayor, praises my work. The grant's renewed, but with brutal conditions: wetland restoration, fines, and my ranch officially free of Silver Pines. Residents, led by Judge Harper, form a new HOA, one that respects the land. They show up at my place with food, beer, and a plan to rebuild my barn. Hank toasts to Jake, who showed us how to fight. A year later, I'm watching volunteers raise a new barn, sustainable but rooted in the old foundation. The county passes the Carver Act, protecting homeowners and the environment. Karen's in jail, Todd's on probation, and the developers are pitching a conservation project. Grandpa's vision coming full circle. I plant an apple sapling from his orchard, find a 1920s photo of my great-grandpa by the old barn, untouched by the fire. I whisper to the mountains, this land's worth fighting for. So, what's the craziest HOA story you've got? Drop it in the comments. Let's talk about standing up, fighting back, or just dealing with petty tyrants. Hit subscribe if you're with me on this, and share this if you've ever had to draw a line in the dirt. This is Jake Carver, signing off.